Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my family member, friends, and loved ones, and my followers out there all over the world. Yes, it's Johnny Baker. It's testimonial time. Another week's gone past. The year is flying. I just want to tell you a little bit about the power of LifeWays X39. It reactivates your own stem cells in your body, and it generates up to 4,000 new genes in your body when you wear the miracle patch. I call it the miracle patch. My personal point of view, but what it's done for me and my family, it's definitely a miracle patch. It's the only technology of its kind in the world today, and we hold up to 200 worldwide patents on the product, so you can only get it from one of us at LifeWays, one of the brand partners at LifeWays. You will not find it in any pharmacy, chemists, or supermarkets, because we do direct sales. We sell it direct to the people that need it. And the reasons why we do that is to keep the price as low as possible so that everybody can afford this little miracle patch. So I just wanted to invite you to the Lifeway family. We one big family. Please come and join us. It's mind-boggling what this will do for your family members, and friends, and loved ones. So what happens when you turn 30? You lose 30%, 60% of your stem cells when you turn 30. Yeah? When you turn 30, you already lost 60% of your stem cells. That's mind-boggling. Eh? When you turn 60, you lose 90% of your stem cells. And that's why the older folk always get these funny diseases such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diabetes, arthritis, and all that type of thing. And all they have to do is join us, wear this. It reactivates their stem cells in your body. The stem cells is the thing that fights any disease that comes into your body. The moment you get the disease, it makes genes, and that genes go and fight stem cells. So anything that's happening in your body, your stem cells go there and it repairs that. And let me just tell you a little secret about this. This is an age reversal. So what happens when you turn 60? I'm 64, and I was grey. Your hair starts greying black, coming back to your normal color, and your skin starts tightening up. So it's an age reversal. So wearing this patch will regenerate your whole body, fight all diseases. If you've got pains and heart problems and all that type of thing, go into the list. You'll see the list. There's 150 of them. Subscribe to all my channels, because then we can get to millions more people that need it. So the testimonial of this week, you'll see on the first page, there is a QR code. You can scan there and go to my YouTube channel, the landing page, and get the list of all the diseases. So it'll tell you the testimonial of 2025 week number. Where you see week number, there, just up there, you'll find in red will be the testimonial of the week. So please have a squiz there, see what it's all about. And then when you get to the next slide or video, it will be the testimonial. Somebody in the family that are using this medical patch and what it's done for them. And they'll tell you direct. It's definitely I have to watch. And then there's another video after that one, which is I've got to present this and tell you more about it, how it works, what you can get out of it, and all that. And they'll explain everything to you, all about the patch, and they'll present the whole thing. You can watch it to the end there. And then on the last slide, you'll find my slide with all my links and emails and numbers to drop me the message, and I'll get back to you. Because if your family member, friends, or loved ones get diagnosed with the big C disease, please don't hesitate. Let's get them on it as soon as possible, because some of those the big C's, you get aggressive ones that are very aggressive, and they don't give you much time to fight them. So I'm begging you, please, the moment you hear something's wrong, look, send in the links of this medical patch. And what happens, you wear it for 12 hours, you take it off, and then you sleep without it. You have to drink 1.5 liters of water every day that you're wearing it. And you put it next to the bed, you wake up the next day, you put it on for another 12 hours. And once you're done with that, you can take it off, you can put it on your pets. I normally staple it to their collars or stick it to their collars, and it makes a 15-year-old, I've got Jack Russells, it makes a 15-year-old Jack Russell run around like he's a year old. And he's full of energy and much more alert, which is all the benefits you get out of it. If you watch the presentation, you'll see it all. Guys, it's a no-brainer. This is the technology of the future. It is a non-invasive patch, so it's got nanocrystals in it, so nothing goes into your bloodstreams. Absolutely nothing goes in like your big pharma's tablets and all that type of thing. I went for a checkup the other day, and the doctor says I need to check your kidneys. I said, but why? He says, you're taking high blood pressure tablets, so that damages your kidneys. So that's how big pharma works. It's a big money-making racket. So once your kidney starts giving trouble, then you must take another tablet to fix the kidneys, and then damages something else. So that's why I say it's a money-making thing. The moment everything is gone of yours and they can't make more money out of you, they go to the next one and put him on tablets, or her, and then you end up taking 50 tablets. That's virtually killing you. It's one big fraud. The big pharma is one big fraud, because if you Google yourself, big pharma's never came up with a tablet or something that saves the disease and doesn't damage anything else. There is no such thing. Google it, you'll see. So that's why I say we need to get you, your family member, friends, or loved ones on this medical patch. It works with the heat in your body, your heat, your infrared, and the heat of your body activates it, and it sends a message to your brain to activate your copper peptides. Once your copper peptides is activated, that in turn reactivates all your stem cells that are dormant. And your dormant stem cells is what fights any disease that comes into you. Any bad knee pain or cartridges, it even rebuilds your cartridges in your body, in your back, all over. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And like I said, it regenerates you. It's an age reversal. So what happened? You see, my grey beard here hasn't gone black yet, but my hair was grey, just as bad as that. And look where we are today. I've got black hair, and I have to cut it at least once a week. I've got such good hair growth. My nails are growing. Your collagen goes up by 300% in your body when you're wearing these patches. So your skin becomes, you lose the wrinkles in your skin, and makes your skin tighter, and it even reverses your heart in age. That's a guarantee. You can watch it on my presentation, and you'll see it there. David Schmidt is the brain behind this. We call him a genius. He's a designer, a scientist. He's the CEO of the company, and just watch the videos and you'll see the whole story about him and everything else like that. If you go onto my website on YouTube, you'll find over 300 testimonials there already, and you can watch any one of them. People with breast cancer, people with ovarian cancer, prostate cancer, all of those, and what it's done for people. Guys, it's a no-brainer. Just drop me a message, hook me up, and I'll, if you want more information, I'll drop that to you. And if you've got family members and friends, we'd love to help them, try and help them with it, so that they can live a younger, happier, and healthier life. So, guys, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next Saturday. Like I say, the testimonial of the week, you'll see it in red just up here. I'm doing this video because I have sometimes problems with the PCs in it, and then I can't get a video, so I can use this video for any day of the week. That's why I don't want to tell you what it is. Just have a look, and you'll see it in red. It will say the day of the week is in red. You'll find the testimonial of the week. So thank you for being here, and guys, let's do this and live a younger and a healthier and happier life without pain and suffering like people are doing all over the world today. Thank you, and we'll chat soon. See you next week. Ciao, ciao.
Okay, well, I'm James Sheetfar, and I'm in Oakton, Virginia, part of Northern Virginia, if you know the area near Tyson's Corner. And I heard about this through a BNI member, Kimberly Hartke. So I met her at one of the cross-chapter meetings and learned about her product. We had conversations. And my problem is plaque psoriasis. I've had that since I was 35 years old. It's something that occurs in a lot of people in their mid-30s, and it occurs at a time of stress. And mine started, I lost both my parents in a 2-year period. When I was 34, my mom, and then 36, my dad. And the stress levels of losing them through cancer and doing home care with them and stuff, it started showing up. And to be honest, I'm 71 now. So I've had issues with psoriasis since I was 35, and it comes and goes in times of stress. Stress tends to trigger it. It was getting worse lately, and what the doctors have you do is generally take something called a biologic. It's something that intentionally disables part of your immune system. Psoriasis tends to start around your joints, so your elbows, your knees, your back, where the bones are closest to the surface, and they intentionally disable part of it, which really didn't seem like a good idea when COVID was out. So it started getting worse with me in the last couple of years, and they talked about sharing photos. Well, I'll be honest, it was on my backside. And you're not getting photos of that, right? But what it was like when I go to sit down and when I lay in bed to sleep at night, it was like sitting down and sleeping on crushed glass. It's painful, and it itches, and it was keeping me awake at night. And I would go to the tanning salon for that and use the UV light tanning booth. And that was no longer being particularly effective. And that's something you got to be careful of, because that can give you skin cancer ultimately. Mm-hmm. So I heard about this, and to be honest, I'm a technical guy. I research everything. And I wasn't positive, but it's like, what have I got to lose at this point? It's so bad. I got to do something. So I got the X39 patch, and quite literally in the first week, the area on my backside started clearing up and stopped itching, and the scaly patches went away. For those of you that don't know what the psoriasis does, it's excess dead skin. And so you get these white patches and scales on your skin. So normally your skin cells die after about 27 days. With psoriasis, they die within 7 days. So excess dead skin cells build up on your epidermis. So this was clearing up. The stuff that was giving me a problem went away at the end of the first week, and now it's been about a month and a half. It's still working. Of course, that lets me sleep better since it doesn't wake me up every 5 minutes. But I tell you, I was astounded. I'm a believer in this now, and we're getting my wife involved in it. We were, at the end of the day, I'd take my patch off and put it on her overnight. Well, there's still some life left in it.
There's a little life left. There's a little life left. Now, let me ask you a question, because I did not know what this was. Like when you first said it, I was unclear, right? And so a lot of people on here might be relating this to shingles a little bit. I think it's quite different, but I think that's the first thing I think a lot of people think about. Now, James, you mentioned your joints. Like, yeah. I know you had it on your back. Describe your joints, what they felt like prior and where you are now after you've been patching for 6 weeks.
Well, it's not that my joints hurt. It's just that it's part of your immune system, right? There's specific, what they call T cells that are part of your immune system, and there's genetic variations in all of us. And those of us that have psoriasis, it's a T cell that exists in the joint area, primarily like your elbow, right?
Okay.
And it's an overactive immune system. So it's not too sure what's a good part of you and what's an enemy invading you, like a virus. So it's harming things that you need every day. It's overactive.
Wow.
It's been called a not very selective immune system. On the plus side, when everybody else was getting sick and having viruses, I wouldn't get sick as my psoriasis got worse. It's overactive. So this seems to normalize things. So it occurs in your joints and near bones, right?
Right.
It's not that it can develop psoriatic arthritis, right? I haven't got that yet, although it's something that could happen to me. But
well, I think you're using a great little patch that might going to keep you from doing that. I think that's amazing.
Well, and also my wife is with me, and just from what little we did, we think it's helping with her. We're both type 2 diabetic, and she's had her blood sugar levels dropping a lot. just from the overnight. But because she's wearing it overnight, it's also it's making her more awake.
Yeah, we
which
might
is
not want to
good.
wear that at night.
Right. So we're going to get a set of patches for her, and she's
Good.
going to start wearing it
Good.
during the day.
I love that. I love that. You know, we all meet a little bit prior to letting everybody in. And James, your wife is a big part of you. You're a couple, you're one. And when you're sleeping better, she's sleeping better. She needs to stop using the X39 at night. But, you know, she's sleeping better. And when both people are sleeping better, that's life-changing for me. I mean, y'all heard me say it. I'll kill somebody if I don't sleep, right? So, I mean, you know, your body's regenerating and it's happening, and you've only been on for 6 weeks. So I cannot even imagine what it's going to be for you in 60 to 90 days more. So we would love for you to come back and share a little bit more with us and the change and the other things that you're seeing and maybe other things that you're incorporating. Would you be willing to do that?
Of course.
Oh.
Welcome, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for taking the time out this evening on this Wednesday to come and find out about a fantastic piece of technology. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about this little piece of technology called the X39 patch. My name is Sean Mask. My background is actually engineering, and for the last 8 or 9 years, I've actually been in the financial markets. I teach people how to invest in volatile assets. So you may be thinking, well, why is a financial guy here talking about stem cell reactivation patches? Well, very simply, the reason is because I've been using this patch now for more than a year, and I've seen the phenomenal results. So before I get started, I would just like to give a disclaimer. I am not a medical professional. As I said, I'm a financial guy. This is not a medical product, and nothing I'm going to talk about tonight is medical advice. I'm literally here because 2 years ago, someone tried to phone me up and tried to get me involved in moving these incredible pieces of technology. And at the time, I wasn't interested. I wasn't looking at all. But just over a year ago, he managed to convince me to go and have a cup of coffee with him, which I did. And when I saw what this patch had done for this guy, the guy that wanted me to distribute these patches, when I saw what it had done for him, I kind of thought, man, I've got to try this patch. The guy had been bald since the 90s. He was growing hair again. He just looked fantastic. So I decided the least I can do is at least try the patch, start patching. I did straight away. I ordered some patches. I started patching, and the rest is history, as they say. And throughout the presentation, I will tell a little bit more of my story. But I'd like to run through a presentation. I'm going to run through relatively quickly and keep this as short as possible. What I want to ask you this evening is, have you been patched yet? And I'm sure if you're on this call for the first time, the answer is probably no. So in the next 30 minutes, my goal is going to be to get you to change your mind and start using these incredible patches. The company I'm going to be talking about is the company called LifeWave, and they specialize in elevating, activating, and regenerating stem cells. So this is stem cell reactivation technology in a patch. It's a product that is incredibly, well, what can I say? It's way ahead of its time. It's an incredible piece of technology. What are stem cells? Well, the New England Journal of Medicine stated that the #1 indicator of wellness is directly correlated to the number of adult stem cells in the bloodstream. Stem cells develop into any kind of cell needed. They have the ability to heal and repair any organ or tissue. It is the most important cell in your body.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often, with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. Unless you're using LifeWave. David Schmidt, our founder, creative force, and world-class inventor behind LifeWave technology, has recently achieved something in the field of regenerative science with a single LifeWave patch that researchers worldwide, spending years and billions of dollars, could not. Introducing LifeWave X39. the world's first product ever to activate stem cells, a true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. The secret? By harnessing the power of LifeWave's patented phototherapy, X39 uses light to elevate a peptide proven to signal the activation of stem cells. Think about it. These are the cells that generate and regenerate all the cells and structures of the human body. They're the building blocks for our organs, tissues, blood, and immune system. They also serve as an internal repair system everywhere. But as we age, stem cells become less effective. Their ability to repair damaged tissue is reduced. In fact, by age 60, they've slowed dramatically. But all that changes when just one LifeWave X39 patch is placed anywhere on the body each day. Instead of older and less effective stem cells, X39 supports the production of younger and healthier stem cells. This amazing level of control over your vitality and well-being was simply not possible, let alone this easy, until now. And the best part? Like all LifeWave patches, X39 is safe, non-invasive, and incredibly cost-effective. Look what people are saying about LifeWave X39. Backed by clinical studies, multiple patents, and 20 years of development, any one of these benefits would be impressive. But X39 is so effective, it can influence everything about your body, how you look, feel, perform, and heal. It's time you experience the power of X39.
Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's first just talk a little bit about LifeWave as a company. They were founded in 2004. They're now currently open in 87 countries, and they produce innovative and patented products. The X39 launched in 2019. At the time, by the time 2021 came around, the company was making about $20 million. By 2022, the company had increased that to $320 million, $430 million by 2023, $600 million by 2024, and they projected to do $1 billion this year. That's a growth rate of over 300% in the last 5 years. One of the fastest growing direct sales companies in the world, winner of awards 2024 and 2025, the Bravo Growth Award. So guys, this company is growing. They've got incredible patents surrounding their products. And the founder, David Schmidt, who's an inventor and currently still the CEO of LifeWave, his company holds currently over 200 patents. He himself is a scientist and an inventor. He's a 2-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. He has an honorary doctorate of science and technology. He specializes in age reversing. Now, this company this year will be 21 years old. They've been producing incredible quality products for the last 21 years. But only in 2008 did they change their focus. They used to specialize in energy enhancing and pain relief patches for world-class sports people. And in 2008, they decided to focus their attention on stem cell research. 10 years later, and about $4.5 million investment, and this little piece of equipment was brought to the market. Now, as I said, there's 200 patents surrounding their company. That's quite an incredible feat in itself. And why are patents so important? Well, 2 reasons. The first reason is, in order to be granted a patent, you have to prove that the technology that you're patenting or the product that you're patenting can do what it says it does. So there are studies that are needed, there are trials that are needed. So you can't just patent something, make claims, and not be able to prove it. Very, very important. The second reason that patents are important is from a business perspective. I'm a businessman, and in that regard, it was very important to have patents, because with the amount of patents surrounding these products, there are no Me Too products out there. There's no one that's able to copy what we can do or what's been done with the X39 at LifeWave and their patches. And we've gone out to have a look. So those are 2 reasons why patents are very, very important. So let's just have a chat around stem cells, because I don't know about you guys, but before I got into this business, I really didn't know much about stem cells. I knew they were relatively important, but I didn't know how important. And the bottom line is, the fewer stem cells we have, the faster we age and the slower we heal, which is why as we get older, we lose hair, our hair goes gray, our skin gets wrinkly, baggier, we get more aches and pains. We don't heal as fast, and that is simply because we have less stem cells. As a teenager, we have about a billion active stem cells in our body. By the age of 30, that number's dropped to 400 million. And by the age of 60, that number's dropped to 100 million. That's a reduction of 90%. So what could happen if you could use something that would start to reactivate your stem cells again? And we'll come on to that. But how the X39 works is it's basically a proprietary form of phototherapy. If you go and stand in the sun's rays hitting your skin causes your body to create vitamin D. Now, what this patch does is, using its patented nanocrystal technology within the patch, it allows the body, if any of you have ever looked at your body under a infrared camera, you'll see that we give off light, we give off heat. Now, all this patch does is it reflects your own body's natural infrared light back into the dermis, into the lower part of the skin at a certain frequency. And what that does is it raises the GHK-Cu copper peptide in your body, which has a number of health and wellness benefits. But one of the biggest things is it reactivates your own stem cells. So all this patch is, ladies and gents, it's a very high-tech reflective patch. The crystals within the patch are made up of salt and amino acids that are laid in a certain lattice work. There are no drugs, there's no stimulants. This is non-transdermal. Nothing can be absorbed into your skin. It's totally non-invasive. You can wear the patch alongside any medication you are currently using. So what are some of the benefits? Well, you may find rapid pain relief, reduced inflammation. It supports wound healing. Your wounds will heal a lot faster. Increase in energy and vitality. Increase in mental clarity. Who here has heard of brain fog? Anybody on the call know what brain fog is? I'll be honest again, before I started this business, I had no idea what I'd heard of it before. I didn't know it was a real thing. But subsequently, I've come to understand that most people suffer from some form of brain fog. If you've ever walked in the room and gone, what am I doing here again? What am I doing in the room? It's brain fog. Forgetting things, forgetting what you're going to say next. It's brain fog. An increase in mental clarity, something you'll experience. Enhanced sports performance, faster recovery from exercise, and improved skin appearance, skin condition. Now, as I said to you, I've been patching for over a year. I started feeling some of these things quite quickly, but a lot of them are difficult to measure. And what I did really start to notice is I used to own a construction company. I worked outside in the sun a lot, and as you can see from my complexion, I'm not great friends with the sun. And my years of working outside on the construction sites caused me to develop a psoriasis on my forehead. 2 doctors told me that I'd never get rid of that psoriasis. And after about 3 months, I saw a noticeable difference in my skin clearing up. And I can say after a year of using the patches, I can prove the doctors wrong, that the psoriasis is totally gone. Something else I found started to happen, and I didn't actually notice it at first, was something that's very close to me. My father died of basically acid reflux. He suffered from acid reflux for many years till eventually it burnt away his esophagus. It's quite a common problem, actually. It burnt away his esophagus, caused Barrett's esophagus, it became cancerous, and he passed away from that. So when I started getting acid reflux, I was very aware of it. I started taking alkali powders and things like that. But since I started patching, I didn't notice, but I stopped taking the alkali powders and came off any of those other things. And to this day, I can honestly say I don't suffer from heartburn or acid reflux. And I'll come on to some of the reasons for that just now. But those are just some of the things that I experienced. Now, I have to say everyone's different, ladies and gents. So you may experience relief from certain things very quickly. It may take you slightly longer. We encourage people to get on a 3-month lock-in for 3 months. 98% of people see a marked difference within 3 months. So let's have a look at a couple of studies that have been done. This study can be found on the website. I'll share with you a little bit later. It's a 54-page study. This is an infrared scan of a woman's brain. This lady is a 77-year-old yoga instructor. And as you can see, session 1 shows that was without any X39 patch. That redness around the outside is inflammation in the brain, very little stem cell activity, and a lack of brain coherence. In session 2, you could see that's after 3 weeks of wearing the X39 patch, inflammation totally gone, and a much more coherent brain. After 6 weeks on the X39, a total turnaround, improved stem cell activity, and much better brain brain coherence. As I said, if you like doing your own research, please feel free to check out any of these studies. This is also an inflammation in the heart. This is a study done on a number of people over a 5-6 month period. As you can see from this picture, the first picture, day 1, the red pieces around the outside of the heart are large amounts of inflammation. After 2 months, you can see the inflammation is drastically reduced, and after 5 months, that inflammation is totally gone. And in a lot of these patients, they've seen after 6 months, their heart is actually reversed in age by up to 8 years. This is someone putting the X39 patch on their back after 30 minutes. You can see the top picture, there's large amounts of inflammation in the back, and after 30 minutes, very little inflammation. And the same here with somebody who has a lot of inflammation in the thumb knuckles, in the hands. You can see there on the left-hand side, large amounts of inflammation, and then on the right-hand side, a greatly reduced inflammation. And guys, that's 30 minutes of wearing the patch. Now, some people might say to me, I hear this from people, that it's the placebo effect. Well, animals don't recognize the placebo effect. This is a horse that was patched after being not very well looked after. You can see the before and after pictures on the left, and then you can see the before and after pictures on the right of an infrared scan of that same animal. And you can see the top picture there, large amounts of inflammation around the chest and the hindquarters. And then after 4 months patching, inflammation virtually gone. So guys, this works for humans, it works for animals. In actual fact, please ask the person who's brought you along to send you. This is probably one of the most famous dogs possibly in the world. This video has definitely gone viral. It's gone all over the world. This is a little sausage dog that suffered from lame hind legs, and after 4 days of the owner's patching, it got its legs back. So, what are some of the effects that you might start to feel after using the patch? So again, guys, all of this information can be found on www.thisisatinfo.com. I'll share that again a little bit later. But what you'll find is within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset within the body. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced, as you saw from the previous study. And what we find actually when you start patching, a lot of people experience after 6 weeks, a reduction in PTSD, a reduction in anxiety. We've even got some kids that we've patched in the UK that have had with severe autism that have experienced tremendous increase in their behavior and their sleeping patterns, because a lot of that is caused by brain imbalances, inflammation in the brain. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased, which is why you'll see reduction of fine lines and wrinkles. Your hair starts to get thicker or go from gray to back to its original color. And what you find is collagen is very important. We even have a lot of collagen in the lining of our stomach, which is why I believe a lot of people start to experience or not have indigestion anymore as the collagen in your stomach begins to increase. And within 6 months, your heart begins to reverse in age. Ladies and gents, this is really age reversing. So how do we wear the X39 patch? It's very simple. You peel the back off and you stick it on your skin. It's that simple. The studies show that the patch should be put on the back of the neck or under the navel, but to be honest, you can wear it anywhere you want. You wear it on for 12 hours, preferably while you're awake, and then take it off when you go to sleep and repeat the process the next day. And we find a lot of people put the patches in areas that they're actually suffering from pain, and they find a lot of relief by sticking the patches in those areas. Another very important part is drink lots of water. As your body starts to wake up, as the cells start to rejuvenate, they do need more hydration. So along with a new patch, you can apply a used patch the next day using medical tape to your body where you need extra support. These patches do last, we say 12 hours, but you can get about 16 to 24 hours of use out of the patch. So you can use secondhand patches, and the adhesive on the patch is actually very good. So we actually find, as long as you're not putting it in a place that has a lot of movement, it'll generally work the whole, the next day as well for the next 12 hours. So as I said to you, we always recommend to people that they lock in for 90 days. You want to be on the patches for at least 3 months. David Schmidt advises to use the patches for a minimum of 90 days to get your body into balance, then wear daily for at least 1 month per decade of life for optimum results. Although that is the recommendation, we have seen people get results in days, weeks. We've even seen people that patch and within minutes can feel a difference. So remember, everyone's different. We never make claims to people. We never guarantee anything. The stem cells will go where they are needed. There's also, very few people, but some people do go through what's called a detox cycle. And that is just a few days of not feeling comfortable, if you like. It can present itself in many ways: a slight headache, a little bit of nausea. And what we recommend for that is, again, make sure that you're drinking lots of water. And if you do start to feel that, there's an anti-inflammatory patch you could wear, which I'll explain to you just now, or you start patching for less. And instead of patching for 12 hours, start with 3 hours, use that same patch for 4 days, and then slowly up it to 6 hours and then to 12 hours, and you should be fine. As I said, very few people experience that, but some people do. So the X39 is my greatest achievement, says David Schmidt. Having a product that works this quickly and provides this many benefits seems like a miracle or too good to be true. I had someone who said that to me yesterday, actually. Sean, it sounds too good to be true. But it simply is applying the magic of stem cells to the human body. And guys, it's undeniable. We have already got so many stories of people that have used this patch and have had life-changing results, life-changing stories. And I'm going to come on just now where you can find those testimonials. So an increase in collagen. This is Dr. Stacy. This is what she looked like back in 2021. This is what she looks like 3 years after 2024. You wouldn't even say that that's the same person, but it is. Here's another lady who'd been wearing the patch in this picture for a year, and this is after 2 years of wearing the patch. Again, you can see the difference, quite incredible. I have my mom. My mom's been patching now for the last 5 months, and every time I speak to her, she says, "My boy, every time I look in the mirror, I just look younger." You know, when I go to bridge and when I go to mahjong, the ladies all tell me, "Oh, Lynn, you're looking so good." So the patch does wonders for anti-aging, and that's generally due to an increase in collagen. This is, again, another lady who'd been using the patches for a year. You can see the difference, even in the eyes, around the mouth. So, guys, I have to be very clear. You know, the patches are elevating the body. They're increasing stem cells. What they can't do is they can't necessarily heal all conditions, and especially things that are not curable. You know, things like autoimmune diseases, things like Parkinson's. You can reduce the symptoms, you can manage the symptoms, and the patches will help to manage the symptoms very well, but it probably won't cure them. Here's a gentleman with vitiligo. Vitiligo is an autoimmune disease that presents itself in these blemishes on the skin. Here you can see this gentleman after wearing the patches for 3 months. You can see the difference in his skin quality. And not only that, you can see the difference in the fine lines and wrinkles on his forehead. Here's a guy that was wearing the patches for a year. Look at that. You would never even say that he had vitiligo. So although that's not necessarily curable, you can reduce the symptoms. Here's a lady with Bell's palsy. Again, not curable, but look at the reduction in symptoms after three months of using the patch. So what she looked like before, this is what she looked like afterwards. This is psoriasis. After 10 days, psoriasis on this person's leg, virtually gone. Wound healing, very good for wound recovery. You can see again, day 2, day 20, pretty much gone. Here's another lady. I don't know what happened to her face, but you can see what the wound looked like. And after 21 days, pretty much gone. Again, this gentleman, I believe he was in a car accident. You can see him sticking the patches all over his face here. I think these are X39 and maybe Ice Wave. And you can see after 7 weeks, you would never even know that he had been in any kind of any car accident. Again, wound healing. This is 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, and 2 weeks. See the wound's gone. This is someone with very bad blood circulation. First day of wearing the patch, after day 5 of wearing the patch, you see the reduction. This is some live blood analysis. This is before wearing the patch, and this is 10 minutes after the bloods were taken. You can see the difference in the blood cells. Again, this lady, very bad circulation and water retention. You can see the difference after 3 weeks. We had a lady who was taking, who's wearing the patches for the last 5 months. She's got lupus, and she suffered extremely from water retention. Her water retention came right down within the first 2 months, and now her doctor's taking off some of her lupus medication. It's not the same lady, but hair loss, another one. A sign of vitality is a full head of hair. This is a gentleman, and look at his hair after 7 weeks. Now, I'm not saying if you're totally bald and you've been bald for years, you're probably not going to grow a side path or a ponytail. But as I say, a sign of vitality is a nice thick head of hair. And that's something you will find over time using the patches, is your hair starts to grow back. This is hair loss, someone who was suffering from hair loss, 13th of December 2023, without the patch on. And a few months later, after using the patch, huge reduction in hair loss. As I said right at the beginning, LifeWave's been around for it'll be 21 years in September, and they've been producing high quality products for many years. So these are not, the last one is X39. These first three are not the X39. These are all the energy enhancing patches that they were producing when they first started. Just a few months after their company actually opened, they were already patching the Olympic swim team, Michael Phelps and the guys that pretty much walked away with all the gold medals at the 2004 Olympics. And it was because they were all wearing energy enhancing patches. There's an article about this, actually, quite a good read. Serena Williams has been seen using the patch. David Beckham's been seen using the patches. There's an article on David Beckham and the patch and his patches. Lorenzo Salvadori wears the X39. Guys, we've seen Mike Tyson training more recently with an X39 on his sternum. This is just to show this company's been producing incredibly phenomenal, high-tech, high-quality products for many, many years. And if these guys are using the patches, maybe we should consider doing the same thing. So I urge you guys, if you're not on your phone and you're on your computer, please feel free to scan this QR code. This is a QR code for our Telegram testimonial channel, and it's set up with close to 1,000 testimonies across about 160 different categories. And I urge you, go and have a look at these. I'm sure you will find probably multiple conditions that you can associate with, or you know somebody that might be suffering from. So please go and have a look through these. The stories are incredible, and we're getting new stories almost on a daily basis from people who are using these patches to great effect. So I urge you to go and have a look. From gout to lungs to knees to Bell's palsy, you name it, there are people on this channel that are using the patches to great effect. So ladies and gents, the other bit of information, or the other website, the other place you can go and do some research is the thisisit.info.com website. It's a fantastic website. All of the studies we spoke about today are on there. The patent information is on there. There's some great testimonials as well on there. There's a panel of doctors. There's doctors talking about it. There's the story of X39. There's a whole lot of fantastic information on that website. I urge you to please go and have a look at that and go and do some of your own research. It's a phenomenal website. So let's just run through these. There are a number of patches that LifeWave supply. The X39 is the foundation patch, and we always suggest that that's where you start. What you can do is you can add an Aeon to that, which is an anti-inflammatory patch. They call it the happy patch. These two work together. I wear both these patches together. It's a phenomenal combo. And what you may find is if you do start to go through what I mentioned earlier, the detox, is to maybe stop using the X39 for a while and start using the Aeon for a period of time. Because a lot of the reason people go through the detox because of the inflammation they have in their body. And the Aeon will help to bring that inflammation down. And then you can then go back onto the X39. There's an X49 as well that raises a different copper peptide in the body, which helps to improve muscle mass, bone density, heart health, things like that. There's IceWave, which is an incredible patch that you can stick on. It's what's called a 2-patch system, and it can relieve pain almost instantaneously. We've had a number of people use it to great effect. Glutathione is a detox patch. Carcinine, very, very good for the brain. Silent nights, if you are having major trouble sleeping, the Silent Night patch will help you sleep. energy enhancing patches, the SP6 Complete, which is good for cravings, appetite regulation, supports hormones, things like that. And the Elevator patch, which is what's called the Beauty Sleep patch. You wear that patch while you sleep. It's pretty much the only patch really that you wear while you sleep. But these are some of the other patches, or these are the other patches that can go alongside X39. For myself, I would suggest to people, I don't like to diagnose people. I don't like to try and tell them what they should be taking. The X39 foundational patch, I find, does most of what the other patches will do, and the other patches can be worn, as they suggest, as support patches to enhance the X39. But there are some phenomenal patches there. So let's talk a little bit about price, because I'm sure that's what you're all thinking. So just to give you a bit of perspective, stem cell injections and stem cell therapy has become increasingly popular over the last number of years, and that people use it for all sorts of things. But these stem cell injections are very, very expensive. Currently, you're probably looking at around $10,000, and there's a 50% chance that it works. My brother took his wife back in 2021 to get stem cell injections for her lower back, and back in 2021, it cost about $10,000. And that was just for the treatment. That wasn't flights, accommodation, things like that. And although they worked to some effect, they didn't work all that well. She didn't need surgery on her back. She didn't need a fusion, but she still has a large amount of back problems. LifeWave, the X39 patches are much more effective. You're not putting anything foreign into the body.
Hi guys, so thanks for watching the videos to the end, and this is the last page with all the contact details on it. As you can see on the top, we are 20-year-old pioneers in the Li-Fi technology, and guys, it's a no-brainer. I mean, this is a medical patch. My personal point of view. Remember, what it's done for me and my family, it's definitely a miracle patch. So if you want to see the full testimonials, YouTube and Rumble and BitChute, that will give you the full testimonials with a presentation of how to wear the product and what you can get out of the product and what it can do for you. If you're struggling with the data, haven't got much data because those are all the longer videos, you can hit me up on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Follow me on all those channels, and if you want more information of how to get the product, or if you want to get the product from me, or if you want to join us, our one big family of LifeWave, we are a big family. There's a QR code for WhatsApp that'll take you direct to my WhatsApp channel. Right next door to that is a QR code with an M in the middle. That'll take you to my email address, and you can drop me an email if you want more information, or if you want to join us, or if you need the product to help somebody. And on the other side of the page, you'll find Telegram. You can scan that, it'll take you direct to my Telegram channel, and we can chat there. So guys, this is a no-brainer. This is life-changing technology, and it's definitely a miracle patch. So please, let's help your family member, friends, loved ones, and everybody you know out there that are suffering in the world today. Let's help them out, because it's not necessary to live in pain and be suffering in the world with this type of technology. Guys, I'll be. I hope to see you next week again. I do a testimonial launch every week, every Saturday morning. So you can definitely follow me and share this with all the people that you know out there that are having different issues in their lives at the moment. We're in 87 countries, and we hold 200 worldwide patents on the product. So you can only get it from one of us at LifeWise, one of the brand partners, or you can join and become a brand partner. It's up to you. And then you would get your patches free once you are a brand partner. So it's a no-brainer, guys. Let's do this. I'll put it totally in your hands, in the palm of your hand. So LifeWise is in the palm of your hands. Do not waste it. Let's get out there to help your family member, friends, and loved ones. And let's make this a happier, pain-free, and healthier life that we're living in, without Big Pharma interfering with us. This is a non-invasive patch. Nothing goes into your bloodstream, so you can use it if you're on Big Pharma Smarties or something like that. You can use it, and it won't interfere with anything that you're taking, and let's help you guys. So drop me a message or email or whatever you want to. Even you can even drop me comments on the videos, and you can help me a bit with coffee to try and keep me awake while I'm doing all this work to get out there to millions of more people all over the world. So thanks for being here, and Johnny signing out from Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'll see you next week. Enjoy the week, live a happy, younger, healthier, and pain-free life. And I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.